Welcome to another episode of The Seeker. Today, we spotlight creativity, innovation, and community spirit in Kronstadt, focusing on the dynamic trio behind 7247 Concept Store. Meet Jay, known for his impeccable style, now channeled into Stad, a brand that captures the essence of Kronstadt. Cas brings Orion to life with every stitch, inspired by the grandeur of Orion's belt, creating garments that feel like a journey through the stars. Scott adds color and energy with his tie-dye brand Zen and manages their media presence through his Young World network. Together, they're redefining small-town entrepreneurship. Their pop-up store is more than just a retail space. It's a beacon of creativity, ambition, and local culture. They aim to inspire our town's youth, showing that big dreams can thrive even in small towns. Join us as we explore their journey and get ready to meet the masterminds behind 7247 Concept Store and discover how this project is putting Kronstadt on the map. This is The Seeker. Welcome to another episode of The Seeker. It's your boy Indie Code, and I got a special interview. I got my boy Jay, aka Bespoke Jay, the owner and the main man behind. What's the name of the store actually? I keep getting confused. The numbers. Then did that every time because obviously.
You're not alone in that, man.
Yeah.
Store 7247 Concept Store.
7247.
Yeah, like it's the address of my grandmother's house. So,
Yeah.
we're just paying homage to her because that's where we operate from when we, get into the business of the day.
Oh yeah, now let's get into that immediately, bro. How did the idea for the concept store actually come about?
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I'm curious about.
Nah, man, it's basically through a love of clothing. Back in the day, me and the homies used to chill at the corner and just discuss clothing, what's out there. And it's been a passion of ours, not even just mine, all the dudes I hang around with, clothes are a big part of our lives. So, the idea of owning or operating a store stemmed from that, it's just the love of clothing and sharing your interest with other people. So it's like, no, man, even though it took a long time, but I think it was worth the wait, man.
Yeah. What, Hans, I'm hearing you say it's a store basically, right?
Yeah.
But so far it only houses the stuff that you make.
Yeah, it houses the stuff me and the homies make, So
okay,
there's three of us. It's me, Scott, and Cas. Each of us bring our own flavor to the store, know. If you look at what I make, it's quite minimalistic in nature, For example, the t-shirt that I'm wearing, it's to the point. If you look at what Scott does, it's a kaleidoscope of colors. It has that hippie vibe, Cas comes with a avant-garde vibe, So there's a lot of different energies in the store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm getting is that you might have had experience beforehand. Before thinking of the concept store, you might have had a brand idea first, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So is that something you've done before the current thing? Because I think I might have heard you talk about previous work in terms of having a brand and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure, man. Like I said, it took a long time before we got here. The first iteration, I believe, came in 2016, where my sister and I had a store at Good Vibes, actually go Hacienda just up the road. So we were selling caps, branded water. She was selling cloth and shoes. That's where, the idea evolved from. Into owning a brand. So the seeds were there. I remember, I used to own or sell different branded items. The caps would be MCMXCI, the name of my company. And, the first hint of success, I would say, was from the t-shirts I was making, the Koyo Kompolaya t-shirts. They did quite well. So much so that, people were ripping me off and creating bootlegs off of that. So that's when I saw the potential of brand power. If it relates to people, you're able to do magic.
Yeah. Wow. So I heard you mention the homies, Cas and
Scotty too.
Scotty too hardy, yeah. How did that come about? You guys have been homies. I know definitely you guys have been hanging for a long time, but how did that more creative, professional relationship start?
Nah, man, like, I was working in an agency, I think in 2019. I think it's before or after COVID or something like that. But like I had quit my job and I came back home. Before I actually left, I told my colleague, Duduzi, shout out to Duduzi, man. I was like, yo, bro, because like he's a fellow aesthetic enthusiast. It's like, bro, like I want to go home and be like heavy in the clothing. But I knew that I wasn't going to be able to like carry it out by myself. I think it's always good to like partner up with people. So I approached the homies like, yo, I'm thinking of like setting up a pop-up, tag along. Because, I could see that the homies have like unique things that I don't have. For example, Scott is good with social media. Cas, brings that validity to what we're trying to do because, he's the only one in the group that knows how to make clothing from scratch. So if people see that mix, they'll be like, all right, cool. These guys might be onto something. So yeah, ever since then, man, we've been trying to like remain consistent with it. And we actually have one coming up.
Yeah.
In June, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We should talk about that some more. Mare, it seems very strategic, Hocho, and like it's like you guys really reform me basically. You know what I mean? It's not just the thing, reform me.
Yeah.
And I want to understand about the setting of it, right?
Yeah.
It being in Kronstadt, it being at where do you say
my
that?
grandmother's house.
Your grandmother's house.
Yeah.
What is the significance of that? And didn't you feel like there's going to be challenges trying to do something like a pop-up store in Kronstadt? Because I don't want to lie, like it was the first time I ever heard of anything like it. You know what I mean?
Nah, man. Like even the name of the store is quite befitting. Concepts. That's what we thrive in and try new things. It's always good for growth, man. So that was something that personally I was willing to take on the chest, if it grows or not, or rather if it's successful or not. But being in the clothing or selling merch game for a while, you get a sense of what's possible, right? Like I said, the Koyo Kumpula teachers did well, the MCA, MXCI caps were doing well, so, excuse me. So I was like quite confident that if I tag along with the homies, would be able to execute something proper. Because like you said, I know some people who've tried, right? Selling clothes from the yards or whatever, but like the level we took it to, especially the first one, I think people were like surprised, and also shout outs to Pinky. She was a food partner for the past few couple pop-ups. She added a different dynamic as well because she's a lady, and that softens it up. It doesn't just look like it's a guy's thing. So yeah, you're right. It was strategic in that way. And as for hosting it at the my grandmother's house, I think I don't want to say we have like divine energy doing it there, but like it feels natural. Well, for me, I grew up in a house where like she used to sell stuff as well, snacks, beer, whatever. So the yard was always full of people. So linking it back to that, like it just became organic, just seeing people, be there. Like I wasn't worried that people wouldn't come. Like people have been coming to the house ever since I was born. So yeah, I feel like quite comfortable.
Oh yeah,
hosting it over there.
Yeah, it makes sense. It doesn't sound far-fetched to kind of tap into that.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying. Yeah, it's just natural.
It's not far-fetched. Yeah. So in your maybe initial stages, are there any maybe significant challenges that you came across? Something that you felt like was significant enough to teach you something, at least in this case?
I don't know, man. I think like it was quite straightforward, man. I think the only challenges like you incur is like when you trying to like make clothing or like translate your ideas into clothing. That's where it's like a bit, tricky. For example, man, Stad, you know, it wasn't supposed to be Stad, it was supposed to be something else. Like I was trying to, you know, he knew the Koyo Kompalaite, right? But at the time, a person was dear to me at the time, was like, nah, man, you know, that's not your vibe, that's not your zone, like think of something else, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, cool, because like the initial, you know, offering on my side, I wanted to pay homage to the town, you know, hometown collection. Like if you look at everything that I was offering, like it had Kronstadt in it, Kronstadt Boys Club, Kronstadt maybe, you know. So the Koyo Comply thing is a Kronstadt term too, but it wasn't befitting. So yeah, just like internal challenges, you know, rather than, you know, getting influenced by external things, man. You know, like I knew what I wanted to do, and if I had the right people around me, we were definitely going to like win that year. Yeah.
Yeah, I know in particular, the actual, like Tato Buanuchina, the actual making of the stuff is actually more difficult sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you, sometimes in between there's like lost in translation.
Yeah.
Earlier I overheard you guys talking about a certain thing.
Yeah.
I know that happens a lot.
For sure,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. Have you experienced that a lot more, constant? Or is that where you manufacture your stuff basically?
Yeah, no, like you know, when you're trying to like make merch, man, like you will never find what you want 100%. You know, like the style, the texture, you know. Plus, you also need to like, you know, factor in the price points that people can, you know, afford when, you know, you are in such a small market, you know. So you just need to like express yourself to up until a certain point, you know, like limit yourself to a point. But yeah, man, other than that, you know, there's been just a few hiccups regarding the actual manufacturing. You know, there's always like hiccups. Like you heard me and the homies were talking about like, you know, a spot where we usually make clothes or get it branded and it doesn't come out right and things like that. So, but I believe those are teachable moments, man, you know, like, because like I'm starting to believe that we need to make like our own clothing from scratch. You know, I think that's the move, or brand our own clothing, you know, invest in like equipment and things like that. Just control the value chain basically more, and not just be on the latter or the end part of the value chain, but like, you know, even in the actual making, like just, you know, have a holistic view of it.
Yeah, you're definitely right about that. You sound like you're running for president, actually. That's what they're all saying right now, that, yo, the means of production must come back home.
Yeah, nah, man, it's to spin the block, man.
Yeah, bro. So I want to find out, like, because I want to kind of target Kronstadt, like, I want to understand what the challenges are. Wow, like in terms of, let's say, for strategic points, like, how do you attract people by Kronstadt into your store, basically? You know, how do you go about doing that? What's the thought process there?
Nah, man, like, you know, like I knew my own limitations, man. That's why we have Scott on the team. You get what I'm saying? Like, he has his own channel. You know, he captures moments as well. But other than that, like, you know, I felt comfortable enough knowing that what we're doing, like, will attract people, especially like the layout of the pop-up. Like, we approach it in an artistic manner, or in a, aesthetic manner. Like, it's pleasing to be there, you know, it looks good to be there, you know, even if you just come in to look at the clothing, you know, you get the energy, you see what we're trying to do, you know. So I was comfortable with that locally, but, you know, I don't want us to limit ourselves to just Kronstadt, you know. We sell nationally, you know, we have people from Otterville, Velcom, Bloom, Josie, you know, ordering, you get what I'm saying? So I actually heard I was looking at a video and this other dude was like, you know, it's important not just to sell to family and friends, you know, that you're on the right path if like you're selling, you know, all over the show. So yeah, man, I believe that we mustn't just keep ourselves to Kronstadt. The hustle needs to be global and not just regional or local. We might be from here, but the money's everywhere, man.
So you mentioned earlier there's another one coming up.
For sure.
We're definitely going to drop this before then. So can you tell us about what's coming up and when it's coming up?
Now, we're actually planning on the 15th of June, it's a Saturday. More new merch. Like I mentioned before, we're trying to make our own clothing, limited pieces, try to control the cachet. I've been telling people about this term cachet. In order to create interest, you need to limit the product to some degree. For example, I'm inundated with requests for caps, and I don't want to flood the market with Stad caps because it will lose its value. So, but yeah, more new pieces. I know I'm working on something nice. People should watch out for that. At the last pop-up, I debuted the football jerseys. So we'll have the football jerseys there. And yeah, man, we're just trying to elevate the experience, more seating. Hopefully the people who couldn't make it through, they'll also be there. I know the homies as well, they're working on some new gear, plus it's starting to be a bit chilly. So, people should expect warm clothing to be available for purchase and all of that. So yeah, man, even in terms of our food partner, we're partnering up with a new person, Pinky's out of action at the moment, but she'll be back, I'm sure. But yeah, we have a new food partner for this one. We're looking at, just elevating, man. So people should just come through and expect.
You don't want to say the food partner, maybe?
No, Jay, because we're still negotiating. You feel me? Yeah. But it's a well-known guy, who sells food in Kroonstad.
Okay, that's good to know. At least when you say that, people will say,
yeah, one plus one is two.
Yeah, put away the budget for that. So I wanna go to how there's a lot of businesses involved. What do you see the future of that? What is the future of that? Because I see a similar thing, maybe ranking or something, but it doesn't have the same thing. Your thing has more potential to be bigger than that and surpass it in a way than what's happening there in Tong. What do you think the future of your business is?
Nah, man, we need to just keep to the mission. The mission is, owning a store, man. You know what I'm saying? That's a big thing. I actually was showing the homies, I saw a vacant store in town. I was like, ooh, imagine if you get into here, the foot traffic, all of that, you know what I'm saying? So that is exactly what the pop-up is, man. You're trying to build a store. It's not a concert, even though it has fun vibes, but at the end of the day, you want to sell merch and grow our careers within this industry. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's where I see it, man. A proper store. Obviously, if the chance or the opportunity is there to do some sort of activations, we'll gladly take it with both hands. Yeah.
Nah, man, it's been great, man. I hope we can do another one. Because
sure.
I definitely have more questions. I just want to kind of cap it here for now. Just do this, at least it'll come out before the pop-up. We can share it around.
Straight up.
Make sure people know about the pop-up, man.
Salute.
Any last message maybe you want to say to the people?
Pull up. I'm also come with your coins. Support the homies. We're trying to do, some great work, man. Keep it stylish. We really, really want people to come looking $1 million, man. We put a lot of effort in our attire, so people need to do that as well. But man, I don't want to preach, but people need to explore their ideas and implement them. Hopefully we are the example of that, where we demonstrate that we don't just plan, but we actually implement our work. So if you're young and upcoming, creative, whether it be music or clothing or whatever, just test out your ideas, man. You'll never
execute something.
Execute something. You can't just live in dreamland.
For sure, man.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Seekers. You have it there from Bespoke J. It's been your boy Indie Code. Another episode of The Seeker. Catch you on the other side.
Peace out.